Welcome back. This is Beg Coins. We are here for an update on what's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with the market. This is just a macro, overall bird's eye view look at what's going on the high time frame charts. And we have two things going on here. We have we have alternate realities colliding at these what we consider these pivot points. If you watch my last two Bitcoin videos, one scenario we have going on is that, as you can see here, one reality we have going on in one half of the crypto world is thinking that we are going to drop, and we have the potential to drop to 50K. Okay, go back and watch that video, and I'll post it up in the at the top of this video, so you can click on it a little bit easier. We have the potential to drop all the way down to 48,400 if we were to come all the way back to this wick to equal the wick drop of 48,600 or so. In comparison to where you see where the pink hand is, very similar price action happened there. Go watch that portion of the video. It'll show you exactly what's happening around in the past in 2021, what's happening around this area in comparison to this area. The chart looks exactly the same. And we're also taking a look at, we're going to put this one back over here. We're also taking a look at the other side of the aisle that believes that where we live in the possibility, where we live in the realm of where we bounced at 78K, as you can see here. We are going to consolidate within this range here, and then we continue our way up. Right, as you can see here, we would bounce within this zone, and we would accumulate in this zone, making much bigger, higher time frame higher lows, and then we blow off into a new all-time high. We continue the bull markets into sometime after May or June, and going into the last 6 months, the last 5 months of the market, into the end of the market in November. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on currently. Again, some people think we're copying this fractal and we're accumulating somewhere in here, and that's pretty much what we did from this COVID bottom all the 3,000 all the way to 69K, and very comparable from 15,500 all the way up to 109K. If you're savvy enough, you could have followed this fractal, pretty much pasted it over, and you could have got something very, very similar that happened here. But now we're taking a look at what's going on here. This is on the daily chart. It looks like we're accumulating. On the daily, we hit very, very, very low at a negative 92 on the momentum wave, and this green line, if you don't know, or if you don't remember, it's indicative of it being a bullish divergence, where the price oscillator creates a higher low, while the price creates a lower low, one low to another, to a new low, and that indicates a very opportune reversal pattern. And the same thing can happen, as you can see here, same thing can happen on the other way down. We created a lower high on price on the oscillator and a higher low on price, and then we proceed to have a downtrend from there. So we take a closer look in, that's the macro view. What we're looking at over the course of the next few days, we're going to attempt to recreate what has been happening on the indicators. We do have a 4-hour bullish divergence, hidden divergence showing there, but we also have price coming down. We have been having a very difficult time breaking above and staying above 85K. And so right now we are at a pivot point. I guess all that really needs to be said for this update is that we're at a pivot point where ideally we're going to just keep this very simple. Use the bottom to the top. If we don't get back up to a respectable 97K, then we can cancel the rest of this bull run. But with this accumulation here, you don't necessarily want to get out of this position. But if we do pull back to say somewhere under 73K, then we could be in trouble for much lower. 73K would be a good bounce area if we take a look at the overall chart, but we also don't want to flirt with that idea just yet. If we go back down to the beginning of this little run at 67K, we damn near hit the 786, which we talked about a few videos ago as a possibility of where we could go. We saw the 786 there. We drew out this range from the 618 to the 786. So we always have that in our radar. And what has happened since then? We hit 78K, and we almost hit what is that actually? We hit 76,600, almost hitting the 786 at 76,400. We had that on our bingo card for a while now. So averaging in from this level, you would be at 83,000 right now. You'd be sitting pretty. You'd be able to make more executive decisions with your position instead of getting in now after it's all said and done, after it happened, and then being stressed out as to whether or not to stay in the position. Okay, so what we're expecting going into next week, honestly, very simple. We're going to expect more chop. All I've been saying is we're going to expect more chop. Worst case, going back to the 73K idea, right? Where does 73K take us? 73K would take us right there at the edge of this level here, this wick here, right where the cross is, right? That's a level. We bring this down. Bring this down as the highest level that we went. Right, we have 73,260 just about as our latest 786 level to keep an eye on. From here, we want to take a look at the visible range profile. I guess we'll keep it on the right, all the way up from all-time high, and then we also want to keep this one visible to be able to see that range as well. Let's get rid of this noise here. Actually, we'll keep that one. We'll stick with this one for now. It looks like we hit golden pocket from 76,600 and then bounced up to 85K. That's something to keep in mind. We got the deviation of this range low, which is what we wanted to see. Now we want to see some accumulation. We zoom in here into the momentum wave, and we are getting accumulation in a sense. We're getting higher lows in the momentum waves. We happen to get a hidden bull divergence, and now we want to see a continued rise to the upside. We got a higher low on this RSI here as well. It's a great sign. Now we're waiting for this RSI to stochastic, the pink line, crossover to confirm that we're another confirmation that we're in a bullish uptrend. So we are also looking to come back into, as you can see, we're rising up as well. What we want to ultimately see, again, as I talked about at the beginning of the video, we wanted to see some bullish accumulation. Up here, we can't yet say it's bullish accumulation on the midterm to high term time frames. We haven't seen that yet, but we are seeing it on the lower time frames here, the 2 hour, even more indicative that we could at least get a pop to the upside. If you look at the volume range, the volume profile, we want to break through these levels here, which we do see. The light blue is buy orders. The pink red is sell orders. We want to see this continue to turn into buy orders at these levels. We want to see this level of the volume profile hold as well, and we're looking at 82,000 or so, 82,400. If we pull back a little bit more, this is on the 2 hour, go 4 hour, we pull this range up again down to the 67K, down to 67K. We see more buy support on these volume profile areas, but we also don't see a lot of volume. We see a lot more volume up here because apparently a lot more people were jumping into the market between 95K and 100K, which is the opposite of what you want to do. So we do have a lot of liquidity up here that we need to revisit. Again, if worst case, we want to revisit this 70. We zoom in, it's gonna move, sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get rid of this one and we're gonna anchor. Give me 1 minute. So what we've done here is we anchored to this zone here, as you can see in the shadowy box there. It goes all the way down from the bottom, 76600, all the way up to 95K-ish. And we can start to see what I can do with this. Settings, and we're going to put this, I'll explain what we have here. Number, volume, row, number, style. I'll put it to the right. Okay. What we want to see out of this range, in particular, this micro range, the short-term, low time frame range, is we want to see a break into this zone, into this particular zone here, at least this zone here, and that takes us up to 86,700-ish or so. But we do want to see, in particular, we do want to see price action up to this red line here, which marks out the volume, not the volume area high, the point of control, which happens to be the median zone of this price range. We want to get back to this level at 88,000, 480, 450-ish or so. So we want to see a break up there, but beware, again, this is a very volatile area. Even if we do see a breakup, we could pull all the way back and have to start all over again. It seems that a pattern that's been brewing. Okay, it's hard to see in the 4 hour. So we'll go to 2 hour, probably even 1 hour. But what's happening is we got this breakdown, we pulled back up, we got this accumulation, another breakup. Got the pull down, break up, accumulation, another breakup, and then we got the pull back, right? Pull back, and we got the move up, but not quite higher. Move up, we actually got higher. So, and then we got the big pullback, right? Big pullback from 92.7 all the way to 76.6, right? So the good thing about this is we're seeing higher highs, and we're seeing slightly higher highs, higher from here, higher high, higher high, higher high, and we're seeing more consolidation. We didn't quite break a high. It was the weekend that this happened, that this wick happened, but we are seeing higher highs. We could pull back again. Honestly, let's see if we pull out the Fibonacci on this zone to this bottom. I'll remove this just for a sec. Actually, sorry, I messed up on that. We're gonna go back to that. Pull this back. What are we at? 14 minutes. We'll wrap this up real soon. Reverse. This is what you were waiting for. Short-term buy area, and we're looking again. If you were in the Discord group, join the Discord group, link in the description below, then you would know that we've been waiting for this entire, all the way down to, that's interesting, we really want 886 instead of 09. I had something looking at it, I had Fart Boy earlier. We want this zone down here. This has been our area of contention where we want to rebuy into, especially if we get an early U.S. market drop, which we usually short, which we usually get. The U.S. institutions like to short before they go into a long position. They do that with their not the spot ETFs, but with the futures ETFs, basically using their U.S. dollar to short the market, and then they'll pump it back up by buying spot whole physical crypto back into their ETF. So they want more of it, they spend their US dollar or more of it back by buying lower. So that's how they typically do it. If they're averaging it, I don't think they're buying at these levels right now, even though a lot of institutions like MicroStrategy their average is around 80K. But I don't think a lot of them are buying in right now. So we want to buy in this area. Ideally, we want to come back to stay bullish. We want to come back to this 79,000. We want to come back to this golden pocket here, up somewhere above 79,600. Don't be surprised if we see 78,500 drop before. Just use this one. Drop to 786 before we start recreating this pattern again at higher prices. Right, so we want to see. Ultimately, we want to see something like that. Again, something I do need to bring up. The only problem is we keep rejecting under this 85K level, and if we bring up the So, goodness gracious. Let's see if we can just bring up any VWAP right now. Okay. Well, volume weighted price action. Anyways, we need to come back above this level very soon, sometime this week. But this is all looking like, unfortunately, a lot of this is looking. We're getting short-term accumulation, but if we look at the 1 day, we have the money flow, the red money flow coming out. We're getting a slight curvature up. We got this bullish divergence. We want to see a break above. We want to see this yellow VWAP mountain start curving back up. With the money flow, we want to start to see money coming back in. This head and shoulders is kind of leaning down that way, so it looks like it's about to fail. We go to the 8 hour, 8 hours trying to scoop up. We got this little bullish divergence here, trigger wave here, and that's where we got the move up from this trend line from there to 85K, right? So that's moving in the right direction. VWAP, we need to start seeing some action. We need to start seeing that curve up. We're starting to see the momentum. We're starting to see the money flow come up a little bit. We come down to the 6, and we see a little bit more of that. We got some green. We got a little bit of a downtrend. We got some red, and ultimately, sorry about this. Oh, very ugly right now. It's hard to tell the direction of. It's hard to tell the direction of which way this price action wants to go. This is all very flat down here, these blue hills with the red dots. I mean, all this is coming down, right? You're getting this coming down. You got the little breakdown here, but what's happening here is we got the big dip. So we had another convergence. And I'll end with this. We had a nice convergence. The momentum waves are pretty much creating higher highs. But then we had our break down right here, and I'm pretty sure that's where right here we had our convergence, and we had our breakdown right around here, and then we couldn't recover. We haven't recovered any big blue mountains We haven't recovered any big blue mountains to the upside yet. We haven't got any of this action happening yet. We at least want to see some of that going before we can start to get very bullish. But right now we're holding our position in the 80Ks, in the low 80Ks, high 70s for the time being. We are holding a tight stop loss. We don't want to see we don't want to see anything lower than 77,600 at the 886 if we want to stay bullish into going into April. But honestly, I would like to see to make things easy, for us to be living on easy street. Honestly, we want to be able to follow a fractal like we did in 2021 and accumulate here for 2-3 months and then push up into new all-time highs like it did in the end of 2021. We want it to be easy. If we start pushing up here and we break into new all-time highs, we can just say this was more of a scrunched price action here, but we would still have to go another few weeks in my opinion. So we're going to leave it at that. We have two worlds colliding right now at this pivot point. What side are you on? Leave a comment, leave any questions if you have any. Join the Discord for the discussion where we post up most of these charts throughout the day, throughout the week, and we'll figure it out together. All right, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.